guys, welcome back. Thanks so much for coming back. We had a great fireside chat just now with Akoin, and this is the next half of the Akoin segment. And I'm delighted to have Chris Dow with us, the founder of Effect AI, along with the amazing Akoin team. So Chris, it's great to have you back with us now with the shoes on the other foot, me moderating you. So welcome.
Yes, thank you very much, Erhan. It is very nice to be on the other side of the coin here. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Akoin, you need no introduction, of course. We've already had an amazing fireside chat, but thanks again for your time today. And we have, the other two co-founders of Akoin, Lynn Liss and John Karras. Welcome, guys.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the Effect AI Hubs. In fact, we just made an announcement today, I believe, that you're going to, launch the first AI Hub in Kenya, I believe. So I'd love to delve into that and what that actually means. So, Chris, what's happened since Blockdown 2.0? I mean, this was just a few weeks ago. I think you've made even more progress since then.
This is a very interesting and very cool thing. So just to rewind even before Blockdown 2.0, there was Blockdown 2020, which was a few months ago. And that's where I was hosting the event and had to introduce all the guests. That's where I had to introduce Lynn and John and Akoin, of course. And I obviously know who Akoin is. I've been listening to the guys for a very long time as a musician. I really love some of his tracks. So what happened is I had to research and study each of the people to kind of introduce them. And when I started to dig into what Akoin was actually doing in the space that I have come to love, right before I started doing my research, I thought, another guy trying to get the limelight in the crypto space. But then when I started to figure out who Akoin is away from the music side of things, it absolutely blew my mind. And that's where I was like, I need to somehow figure out how I can be part of this. So I started to read his white paper and read all of the different elements of his project. And one of them was really this tech for good, creating opportunities for people. And all of a sudden a light bulb went off. I said, that's what I'm doing it already, So this sounds like it could be great. So I introduced them in the hopes that I might be able to get a foot in the door. And so after that conference, usually with cryptocurrency conferences, I'll go out for a couple of drinks and get the introductions in person. This one I had to call you and say, hey, listen, do you have some contacts for Akoin? And they also did a call out for people to contact them in regards to their project. So I did that immediately. The very next night I was on the phone with Lynn, the next night after that with John and Lynn, and then the whole Akoin team. And just, I told them what I was doing and how we were doing it. And that's kind of how this came to be. So things are rapidly moving forward with our initiative. And the initiative is very simple. These are physical locations to create opportunities for people that really need the opportunities and that are open for the opportunities. So we'll get into some more of the particulars, but it's the most exciting thing I've been involved in.
And for us, we couldn't be more excited to be aligning with you, Chris. The mere concept of doing Akoin Effect Opportunity Hubs, starting in Kenya, moving across the continent into a whole bunch of other rising economies in India, Southeast Asia, across Latin America, as the world goes. Chris has started to see how excited we are. And with excitement, we've brought a bunch of ideas and team to bear, and Chris is a very enthusiastic gentleman, as we learned from our introductions, which frankly is the most important catalyst for us. When we see somebody innovative and brilliant who's also excited, fantastic.
Absolutely. That makes it all just that much better, right?
We Chris fans, and we are going a long way together, so excited to share it on this panel.
Yeah, maybe Lynn, you could tell us more about the different learning and earning opportunities and what type of core visions using these centers.
You just said two of my favorite words: learning, earning, spending,
earning and learning.
But this was when Chris reached out. It was perfect timing because we've done a lot of great announcement tools and services onboarding through the Akoin platform in Africa, but we wanted to really start focusing on the latter part. Learning and earning is so important. And we saw what Chris had done already in the country of Georgia. And when we looked at the type of tasks, micro tasks, as John likes to call them, that were being educated to the people that come into these centers. We thought, you know, we're ready to go. We can blow this out throughout Africa so easily, sort of the copy and paste model that Akoin speaks about. So in this case, what's really cool is the first center we're looking at the Opportunity Hub, Akoin Effect Opportunity Hub in Wale, where we already have an established city relationship, Akoin being the primary currency there. They have medical centers, right? So to spark your imagination, just if the medical center is the first client and you think about the type of tasks that can be educated and provided, sort of out-tasked to these centers, it's things like medical record translations, graphical annotations on different images, whether that's x-rays. You know, it's the cool thing is, and working with Chris to go into these clients, so Wale Medical Center being one, but starting to look at other clients that say, oh, we do a lot of this within our company. That's a digital task. It's deep learning. It's a coveted skill set. So this is not boring work. And it creates this earning opportunity, which is sustainability. So we are so excited to start doing those trainings and setting up the center. John will describe we're in early stages in terms of picking the location specifically in the city, but it's those earning opportunities that get me excited. Like I'd take those jobs. I mean, it's cool stuff and really technified for that user base. So we're over the moon.
And I'll just jump in. I'll jump in just really quick to put a little bit of context on exactly what Effect.ai brings with the earning capabilities. Like Lynn was saying, she was talking about data annotations and image labeling. What we have created at Effect.ai is a platform that's built on top of the blockchain that allows thousands of individuals all over the globe to help data scientists and AI developers and just companies structure vast quantities of data in a micro-tasking type of way, which is a very much AI type of way to structure data, just quickly tagging and labeling little bits of data. So that's what we've created. And yeah, we're looking forward to bringing that into a 3-pillar kind of approach where people can earn money immediately. And then with the network of Akoin and Akoin, we're going to have tons of clients, like Lynn said, with the medical centers there. Doing these data annotations for medical documents is one of the greatest use cases of AI ever. So far, already AI is better at identifying cancer markers than humans are, and by miles already. So to bring this kind of technology to Africa, have Africans working on this technology and structuring this data and creating this for themselves, that's the first pillar, kind of that earning model. But then the second model is teaching them exactly what's behind what they're doing, the labeling of data, teach them about deep learning, blockchain and cryptocurrencies, teach them programming. Programming is the language of the future. Reading and writing, very important, but programming, incredibly important. And that's really the backbone of this whole initiative, is to give everybody the opportunity to be able to learn and earn and just grow this out. And then the third pillar is just business development, so it's self-sustaining. If we teach the members of these hubs how to sell this to the governments, the organizations and companies within Africa, then it's just a full circle. We can go in, set it up, then we can go walk into the next place and set up the next one. It's self-sustaining, and that's the deal.
It also helps to educate so many people across not only the continent, but wherever these centers are open. So creating that learning opportunity in both blockchain and AI, it can drive greater understanding, and from there, greater utilization. Takes the fear of the unknown completely out of the mix. So Chris, good on you for creating this. Really smart.
Right, absolutely.
I was just saying, like, perhaps you can explain why you think having these type of educational and learning opportunities are important for Africa as a continent.
No, it's super, super important. Africa is one of the few places that takes education extremely serious. I mean, I remember when we was putting up lights in those villages, you had kids that would be walking 4 or 5 miles just to go to school. I don't know, no American kids is willing to do that. We're trying to find ways to cut school. So, but the beauty of it is that they're already motivated to learn. They want to learn. They just need more viable facilities and opportunities to be able to be in a position to learn. So this opportunity couldn't be no better. And then when you align it to what we already have, that teaches you how to move forward with it. And, like Chris said, programming is the key. When you're looking at a digital future, programming is going to be the key to everything, so that right there is going to be like the nucleus of what's happening for what our future will dictate it to be for Africans. So I think the importance of that is just, it's honestly, is one of those things where you can't even describe how important that is. It's self-explanatory, really.
Yeah, and it's my understanding, Chris, that you're already actually doing this with the United Nations in Georgia with Effect AI. Is that right?
So yes, this is why the light bulb went out when I started to read about this project. We had already planned on making similar places all over the world. And we already had Kenya on the map, we had Uganda on the map, and a couple other African countries on the map, including, also across the globe, Pakistan and everything else. And so when we built this platform and we had thousands of people from 95 different countries come onto this platform and start earning cryptocurrencies, we've already paid out 7 million EFX, which is our cryptocurrency, there's been 7 million transactions. Once I realized that we can transcend borders and really get this technology to anybody in the world as long as they have a Wi-Fi signal, I started to think, let's go into places where we can make physical, safe, great locations and breed this style of new education and online learning and earning opportunities. So I got the opportunity to fly over to the country of Georgia to go to a conference to speak there. I immediately fell in love with the country, but also saw that the opportunities were very sparse. There was not so much opportunity going on there. I'm very suppressed from, Soviet rule back in the day, and just positioned in the world that it's not such an opportunity-rich place. I looked at the economy and I looked at the government, and we kind of tried to look for places that are viable, that there's some kind of, government rest and things are good. So I immediately got a meeting with the vice president of the country, which in these countries isn't as hard as like maybe the United States or somewhere else. So I got talking to him, and he introduced me to the UN. He said, we need you here. If what you're saying is true, we need you. And we started to work with the UN, did a pilot program over in Georgia where we took 12 youth and we put them on our platform, teaching them data labeling and all kinds of different translation annotations and how to use the platform and what it was. And the UN said within 6 months, they said, this is the fastest private-public deal we've ever done with any company ever. Wow. And you're the most controversial because you're using crypto and blockchain, but we can see the benefits. Let's move forward. So we made a partnership right there on the spot, and we built out our first hub, which is located in Rustavi, which is about 45 minutes outside the capital. Very, very poverty. It's a very poor place, but we put our center right in the middle of the center of Rustavi, and we aim to grow out this motivation of a new technical digital world with our members and continue to grow that, and then bring that to Africa. That's what we're doing next, and we're doing it soon.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Perhaps Lynn, you can mention why you think these Akoin Effect Hubs are so important and integral to Akoin's vision.
Yeah, we mentioned the last panel, just using our ambassador network in and of itself, they already are wondering where they're going to be, where they can sign up, because what's really cool and how it fits into our ecosystem, it's yes, about creating community, on the ground centers for education, learning, and earning opportunities. But what Chris mentioned, and this blew our mind, right? He said millions of transactions, 95 countries. People are already doing this. Even if they're not at a center, they're also able to come in through the app. So if you imagine in our world, we have centers across Akoin Effect Opportunity Hubs. Look for them because the branding will be everywhere. Across Africa, if you want to go in and learn the type of educations that we spoke about, if you're not going to the centers, you can also go online to the Effect AI app or DApp on our platform and start doing those learning and earning opportunities online. So it's both. And then the third prong of that is you're able to take the currency that Chris mentioned that is already established and people are earning through Effect AI and bring it into Akoin, right? And this is Akoin for Africa. This is utility for the coin on our platform and in the local community. So you can change into Akoin, you can go out and buy local groceries or pay your utility bill. That interoperability is really important, and that's our entire model in terms of the DApp ecosystem. So there's a reason why we're putting a lot of attention to this partnership, and you're going to see, again, a lot of the rollouts, a lot of the announcements, a lot of the branding coming to you soon.
Hey, let's
also,
go. I'm ready.
It's also
Let's
really
go.
borderless. It's also borderless in the way that people can do cash in, cash out.
Amazing. So perhaps, Chris, to close, how soon do you think we're going to be able to see these opportunity hubs in action? And what type of partnerships are you looking for? Like people, to reach out to you, might be watching this session. All
right. Yeah. So it's going to happen soon, because that's the only way I know how to work. So if you know me, when I'm passionate about something, then I go after it. I have a very, very great team here in Amsterdam who I leave behind often to go gallivanting and trying to make change in the world. So when we started talking about this, we were talking about next year sometime. And I was like, no, there's no next year for me. It doesn't even exist in my world. It's right now. So we're aiming for Q4, but there's absolutely no reason why I can't be on the ground there way sooner and get this thing off. But the goal is Q4. I like to deliver, I like to deliver much sooner than promised. So yeah, Q4, you can guarantee that these places will be opened. The first one will be opened in Kenya, I believe. We're looking for a couple different locations, but that's not the hard part. The hard part is building it. And I don't like to leave it in the hands of anybody but myself. So I'll go there. We'll compile a team with Akoin and the Akoin team, and we'll build this thing out. And yeah, you guys will be able to view it all the way through the construction of it. And it doesn't need to actually have construction. We can pick a physical location that's already established, unlike our other one. But yeah, I'll be doing video blogs over there, and you can all come along for the journey. Yeah. And what I want to do is build this really fast, so then me and Akoin can like jam out some jams real quick. I can show them my bass guitar licks, because I know there's one cryptocurrency guy, I think his name was Ian Bellina, who made this like hip hop rap song. It's the worst thing I ever saw. So I think me and Akoin need to just do this justice and give the whole entire crypto space something fresh and something new that's not that. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. I think this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal thing. Akoin has done so much. His network is very big. So to finish this off, we're looking for anybody in Africa or globally that wants to put their data onto a fair platform that's going to pay people fair prices to do this work that's incredibly important. And specifically anybody in Kenya, Senegal, Uganda, anywhere in Africa, if you need some data structured, then we have the first hub being opened, and we'd love to work on your stuff.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go.
Let's go.
Let's go, Daddy.
I'm really, really excited to see these Akoin Effect hubs in action. Hopefully I can come join you at some point, Chris. Yeah, watch this space, guys. I think there's so much more to come. So it's just great to see a collaboration that's happened at Blockdown come to fruition so quickly after meeting in April, I think it was. So well done, guys. Great job. And so excited to see what the future brings.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. And thank you, Erhan, for making the network connection. You're exactly right. Origin stories are important, and we wouldn't have made this connection and this beautiful partnership without you. So thank you.
And we will pay it forward in making sure that we ultimately open one or more hubs in Turkey, starting with Istanbul.
Hey.
So there we go.
Commitment made.
Absolutely. And Chris, man, it's an honor to have you a part of the team, man. You're doing great work. And when the guys presented it to me, I was super excited about this partnership. So
yeah, man, I'm excited too, man. Yeah, it's a pleasure and an honor to be able to do this. Yeah, my sister is a massive fan, so she thinks I'm the coolest dude ever speaking with you.
That's what's up.
With you, so yeah, but really excited. And honestly, so just to follow up on that, I know we're at the end, but I will be on the first plane that I can possibly be on over to Kenya to just get the party started. So yeah, we'll see.
All right, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Happening now. Thank you, Unitize. Thank you, Erhan.
Thanks, guys.
Unitize.
Awesome.
See you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.